everyone. This is Kenya. I am the creator of All Things Loop. And as you know, we are celebrating 28 days of Black excellence. And today is no other day. We are continuing. We're not stopping. We still have some more days to go. And as you know, Loop stands for Live It, Own It, Obtain It on Purpose, where we are putting your purpose on display. And today we have, now I told him that I interviewed him in 2017, but now we really gonna do it. Jameer, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm
No problem.
excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. I
Yeah.
I've been watching you for a very long time. Like I said, I interview we did the cover story in 2017. It didn't come out because I was like going through my little whole thing, like if I want to even do this again. But
Okay. Okay. Because I was like, where is he? You know what I'm saying? I was
right.
trying to figure out where it was, but no, that's amazing. I'm glad. Look how far we've come. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, we here, and I'm glad we could reunite for this.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. So tell me, how did you get started in your industry?
How'd I get started? I got started. I was doing like I was doing front desk work. I wasn't even a PA. I was doing front
Mhm.
desk work at this company, this public access television station in Brooklyn called BCAT at the time. It was Brooklyn
Mhm.
Community Access Television. And a neighbor of mine worked there. She was like a producer,
Mhm.
and I was like working at the front desk, like checking people in and
Okay.
everything like that. I got my first like real job in the industry. Well, it was an internship. I was on Facebook one day and I answered a notice. Like somebody was like, if you're into like black culture and
Mhm.
music and things like that, like apply. And I did, and it
Mhm.
wound up being BET. And it was casting for 106 in Park. So I started off as an
Yeah.
intern, casting for I think the last season of 106 in Park. And from there, I told myself that I always wanted to work in radio.
Mhm.
I was like hustling, sneaking in to the radio stations in New York and getting kicked out of the lobbies and
Wow.
yeah, like really dedicated. And I was about to take a job in Chicago actually after the BET gig had ended, and I wound up getting a call from WBLS in New York, and without me having a job, I just knew I wasn't going to Chicago, and so
Yeah.
I just stayed, made it happen, and yeah, like the rest is history. That was like in 2012, and I started working for BET in 2011. So that's
Wow.
where I really like started. Yeah, over a decade ago. Wow, it's crazy.
It just made you think about it, huh?
Definitely, yeah, yeah. Great memories, hustling
Yeah.
and I working for Metro cards, which are thing
Wow.
like swipes to get on the train
Yeah.
here in New York, and just to see how far I've come, it makes me proud for real, for
Yeah.
real. Mhm.
Absolutely. What's your definition of Black excellence?
My definition of black excellence, I think it's just like foundational excellence.
Mhm.
I think when I think of blackness, I think of um, the foundation of society, of civilization. So
Yeah.
when it's like black excellence, I think of excellence in its highest form.
Mhm.
You know, I, you know, everybody else doesn't like put white excellence or Asian
Yeah.
excellence, but I think like when you associate excellence with blackness, it's like not only is it true to its authenticity from a cultural standpoint, but just like the elements throughout the universe, like
Mhm.
black people help make that, like the fabric, the
Yeah.
foods, just culture in its own right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For a lot of things, math, science, like all these things have come from us, and they
That we use
are
every day.
that we use every day and we don't even know. Like that's
Yeah.
just excellence at its foundation, at its core. So that's
Yeah.
what black excellence means to me.
Yeah. And you went to HBCU, correct?
I sure did. Lincoln
Lincoln
University
University? Okay.
and PA first HBCU for sure.
Well,
that's
I went to
well,
Lincoln University in Missouri, so I'm just
in
gonna leave it
Missouri.
Missouri, yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
cousin. What
Right,
up?
right,
What up, cousin?
right. So how do you feel that you
Mm.
are contributing to the culture?
Um, I think just I never forget my roots, no
Yeah.
matter where what space I step in.
Mhm.
I have to attribute that to like my family, of course, but also Lincoln, going to
Yeah.
HBCU, it helped me dispel a lot of even stereotypes that I had about black
Mhm.
people, just seeing different shades, colors,
Yeah.
sizes, and just beautiful, intelligent people. So when I left
Absolutely.
there and I went out into the world and there were people telling me that I wasn't that, I was just like, no, well, I already had a frame of reference. You
Right.
can't, you can't. I didn't seen too much. Like
Absolutely.
I've seen our power and our contributions
Yeah.
already. So I think for me, it was just taking that and putting it with my own creative spin, but
Yeah.
always like pulling people up that look like me.
Yeah.
I am fortunate to have met some great mentors and people
Mhm.
who have cared about me or put their names on the line for me. And I would be doing a disservice to myself, them, and my people, my community,
Yeah.
if I didn't make opportunities for people coming up. So that's how I really define success. Not about how much I've acquired or done, but how many people I've been able to talk to, how many people
Yeah.
have been able to watch me, how
Mhm.
many people I've been able to maybe give words to that has helped make the road easier, and just watching them excel. So
Yeah.
that's how I contribute, through my work, of course, but also just like pulling somebody to the side and be like, hey, I'm proud of you. You might not hear
Yeah.
that often, but like I see
Mhm.
what you're doing and I'm proud of you. Keep going. So
Yeah. Um, just to even think about HBCUs, I'm
mhm.
from Gary, Indiana, and
Come on,
so
Gary.
do you
Okay.
hear me? Do you hear me?
2300 Jackson
Do
Street. I know.
you hear it?
Okay. I'm privy. I'm
Right.
privy. Hmm.
So, and then so from here, and then me going to Lincoln University, there was so many, many, many intelligent and so many like successful black people that
Hmm.
really when I got there, I was like, dang, black people are really doing it. Like we are
Absolutely.
really doing it. And just for to see like the accomplishments that they've really done and like outside of going to Lincoln, when they leave Lincoln, just everything. So
Hmm.
that's so important to know because we always see or hear about the bad side of African Americans and things of that sort, but
Sure.
not even knowing that when you go to these HBCUs, you see so many successful lawyers and so many
Hmm.
aspiring actors and
Hmm.
engineers and my mind was really blown because I'm from a small place, but then when you
Right.
go, it's a big world. It's a
Of course.
humongous big world. So it
Huge
made me
world.
yeah, it made me push. It
Hmm.
challenged me because I'm like, dang, I can't go home back home not, accomplishing what I said that I was gonna accomplish
Right.
when I went to Lincoln. So it's just it's a great, huge environment. It's just a great environment to be a part of.
Absolutely. I I can't agree more.
Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
who have you looked up to that defines black excellence?
Who have I looked up to that defines black excellence? Hmm. I mean, it's so
So
many
many,
people.
so many
It's
people.
so many people. I get I get you. I'm sorry. Um. I would say. I mean, to be honest. Hmm. There's so
It's
many
like
people going through
it's so
my
many
head.
people. It's so many.
All right, so we specific. Are we talking about? I give you one celebrity, and
Okay.
I'll give you one like personal person.
Okay. That's good.
Um, as far as like somebody who I was able to watch like growing
Mhm.
up and learn a lot from has been Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that's good.
And Eddie Murphy was like the first uh person. I think I was introduced to Eddie Murphy at a young age. I knew him, but like
Mhm.
I it really like blew my mind to find out that he was like everybody in the Nutty Professor. Like I
Right.
didn't understand, but like from like studying and doing like research about him and how meticulous he is and
Yeah.
how he was able to be so free
Mhm.
on camera and just like being able to just do so much, have his own production company and hire so many black people throughout the course of
Yeah.
his career and what he meant at a time where it was only like one of us and it was him at such a young age to be able to see his creative flow and process and how he's been able to stay relevant in the business while
Absolutely, he has.
just maintaining his own personal life. I think it's admiration comes to mind.
Mhm.
He's a cultural icon. I don't know him personally, but his work affected me deeply to the point where I was able to live a little more freer,
Mhm.
um, uh, be in my own creative process. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would be here without Eddie Murphy's tutelage from afar. So
Mhm.
Eddie for sure. And then a personal person would be I mean, it's I'm gonna say my mom. I'm gonna just say my mom. Like
A lot of people
I
said they moms.
I ain't gonna say my mom. I ain't gonna say my mom. I'm gonna say my radio mom.
Okay.
When I used to work at WBLS, Shayla Scott,
Mhm.
uh a profound radio personality who when I was interested in radio, like I was a part of the digital team, which we would come in and hold cameras and film like
Mhm.
the interviews, but actually watching her and her process to be able to interview celebrities and treat them. It didn't matter if it was I saw her interview Janet Jackson, LA
Wow.
Reid. It didn't even matter. Like when she was in there with all the cameras going, with lights and everything. She was just so comfortable, prepared, and
Mhm.
able to pivot on the fly. I don't think I'd be the interviewer or director that I am today without her because
Mhm.
watching her help me understand a level of professionalism, number
Okay.
one, but also like it's a lot of people who think that they could just like sit down and talk to people and it's
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, I make not." She really was making magic happen, and
Yeah.
it was a whole bunch of people from WBLS, like, I wouldn't be here without those people, but when I think about, people who have inspired me, who represent Black excellence, it would definitely be Shayla Scott, so shout out to Shayla. It's my radio mom, and, yeah, she's, quite an amazing person, so,
Yeah. Awesome. So
yeah.
what's next for you? Like, what do you have going on that we can possibly support?
Mm. Um Well, alright, so, I mean, I'm in a process right now of, just continuing to learn and lean
Mhm.
into, different things. I think when the pandemic happened, at the height of the pandemic,
Mhm.
I was, a host and a personality and
Mhm.
had just come off doing an amazing show with Gia Peppers and Mark Lamont Hill called Black Coffee on BET, and
Yeah.
it was a really amazing thing. But all right, so and I'll tell you this because like my life's blueprint up until that point was like
Mhm.
Martin Payne from Martin. Like I
Wow.
wanted to do radio and then I wanted a talk show, and I did those things,
Mhm.
and I realized like, well, what else is there? Like being in the pandemic, kind of sitting with myself. It definitely made me look more inward and figure out like what
Mhm.
does Jameer want to do aside from Martin. Love Martin,
Yeah,
of
love
course.
Me too.
Love. I
I'm a
mean,
Martin fan. I'm a Martin
it's
fan.
I'm a stan. Like I know
Yeah,
a
and
lot
my
of
husband
shit
always talks
about
about me
Martin.
because he's a Fresh Prince fan, and I'm like, it
Okay,
just, it,
okay.
I mean, but
It's not the
it's
same
not the.
though. You
Thank
know,
you. Okay,
it's
okay,
not the
got it.
same.
Okay,
We
got it.
here. We here. Love the Fresh Prince too. Love it. Love it.
Love it too.
But, like, it made me, like, look at, like, what I wanted to do, and
Mhm.
I currently am a creative video director at Condé Nast. So
Okay,
I
good.
do videos, I direct videos for Vanity Fair and Teen Vogue and
Mhm.
the music publication Pitchfork at the moment. But I'm also a storytelling champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won a storytelling championship with the Moth. Shout out to the Moth.
Mhm.
Um, so I think what I want to not even I think, what I wanna continue to do is to, tell stories both
Mhm.
digitally and live.
Okay.
Um, I'm looking to create a space for Black storytellers
Mhm.
because, going like, being a part of the mob is dope. I'm glad I won champion, but I don't see a lot of us in great
Yeah.
mass, and
Mhm.
we're the best storytellers, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
no knock to everybody, but I don't know a lot of people who could tell a story like, bitch, and just start it off, and then kind of it's just layered. So I think what God willing, whatever. I'm remaining present for
Yeah.
anything, but in my mind, I do want to create a space for Black people to continue to tell their stories.
Yeah.
I think there's an invaluable currency and our stories continue to be told from my perspective
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
a lot of people might not see the
Mhm.
value in. So for me, knowing how occupied spaces, again, from what I was saying earlier, it's about pulling people up and
Absolutely.
creating spaces now in this stage of my career. I'm going to continue to direct,
Mhm.
continue writing, and I'm taking acting classes now. So,
Ooh, so we may see you on the
yeah.
screen. Wait, see you on the screen.
You gonna see me on the screen. I don't know when, but thy will be done. It's gonna
Yes,
happen,
yes.
So I'm very much like just studying.
Mhm.
I'm in a space of I've learned a lot already.
Mhm.
I've done a lot in my career, thankfully. 10 plus year career where I've worked
Yeah.
for different verticals, and now it's time to continue to grow. Like
Yeah.
and that's that's my message
And the journey
to
continues.
it never stops. That's what
Yeah.
no matter how high you reach, you can always
Yeah.
learn, you can always grow, you can always try. So yeah.
Absolutely. How can we follow you?
I'm glad you asked. You can follow me on all social media at Jameer Pond, JameerPond, except for TikTok, Jameer Pond one, the number one. Um, and yeah, like I'm available, I'm accessible.
Mhm.
I'm down to work with other like brilliant creatives.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I said, I'm just working on providing a space for us where we could like share our shit.
Yeah.
And also just, providing a space for myself to to
Yeah.
to grow and blossom as well. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jameer. I
Of
like
course.
when I tell you I appreciate you, I truly do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been following you for a very long time. And so for me to actually have this opportunity to finally interview you is like
Like in
such a
person, like kind
right,
of like,
right,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's such an
No, it's a pleasure.
honor. It's an honor. So thank you so much. If
Of
you
course.
guys can you please go follow Jameer? We may be seeing him on the acting screen real
You
soon.
going
So
you
we got
going you going to see me. You going to see me
yeah,
for
so
real.
we need to go follow him and support him. Just follow him on everything. You guys make sure you follow All Things Loop. We are still continuing our 28 celebrating our 28 days of Black excellence. And so yeah, until next time.
Peace.